I'm here to tell you about another myth and legend here in Mount Olive. Today we're going to be talking about the name Mount Olive because there are no mounts and there are no olives. So how did we get the name Mount Olive? A strong tradition says that Mount Olive was named in 1853 for the biblical Mount of Olives by Benjamin Oliver. Oliver was a Duplin County plantation owner who lived about 3.5 miles east of Mount Olive. In 1853, he owned a general merchandise store in the village with William F. Pollock. Oliver, a devout churchman, served for years as a deacon at Bear Marsh Baptist Church. His father, the Reverend Francis Oliver, was a Baptist preacher. With Oliver's deep religious roots, it stands to reason that a biblical name would be chosen for the town. In 1853, the United States government made the site of Mount Olive a postal stop, so the village had to be named. In 1883, George Melvin Carr, a newspaper reporter from Wilmington, North Carolina, visited Mount Olive and reported that Oliver met with John Nutt, superintendent of Wilmington and Raleigh Railroad, name changed to Wilmington and Weldon Railroad in 1855, to discuss the town's name. Nutt wanted to name the new rail station Oliver Station, but Oliver objected, and at last the name Mount Olive was suggested and agreed upon. In 1929, William Oliver, Benjamin's grandson, wrote that his grandfather objected to Superintendent Nutt's proposal to name the rail station Oliver's, and a compromise was reached in the name Mount Olive. Carr's report and Oliver's letter confirmed the tradition that Mount Olive was named in 1953 by Benjamin Oliver for the biblical Mount of Olives. John Baxton Flowers III, a Mount Olive historian, has written that it seems reasonable that the tradition is valid. For years, train passengers asked locals about the location of the mount and olives. They looked across the tracks and said that a mount stood behind a stand of pine trees. They looked on the other side of the tracks and identified a small oak as an olive tree. The passengers were satisfied and went on their merry way. Although Mount Olive has no mounts or olives, it does have plenty of cucumbers and pickles. And as Carr wrote in 1883, inhabitants who are not only enlightened and clever, but are also widely noted for their generosity and kindness.